Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss regarding the various MCQs and objective type of questions part 2. In part 1 we discuss regarding the various questions. Now in part 2 we are including the GPAT asked question, the question from that were asked in your GPAT examination along with the answers and explanation that we are going to discuss in your today's in this particular today's video. So useful it is for the GPAT, NIPER, then your pharmacist examination, then your drug inspector examination. The first question that is your dipole induced dipoles are also known as. This question it was asked in GPAT 2018. Option A London forces, B Debye forces, option C Kisson forces, and D it is a hydrogen bonding. So types of the van der Waals forces, their synonym. Okay, so the correct answer it is your B, that is your D1 forces. Okay, so Kisum forces are that is your it is also called as the same explanation is given in your previous lecture also. These are called as a dipole dipole interaction. Then your D1 it is called as dipole induced dipole interaction, and London dipole forces it is called as a induced dipole interaction. Second question, the relative lowering of the vapor pressure it is given by. This question it was asked in GPAT 2014. First it is the Raoult's law. Second, B it is a Henry law. C Boyle's law, and D it is a Charles law. The correct option it is A, that is a Raoult's law. So Raoult's law, that is in an ideal solution, the partial vapor pressure of each volatile constituent is equals to, that is a mole fraction multiplied by its vapor pressure of the pure component. So it is related with the vapor pressure, Raoult's law. Question number 3. If one part of the solute is soluble in 30 to 100 parts of the solvent, which descriptive term is appropriate to describe the solubility? This question it was asked in GPAT 2015, and we also covered the same question in your previous video. So the option A freely soluble, B soluble, C sparingly soluble, and D it is your slightly soluble. So as per the there are 7 classes as per the USP, and the correct answer is your option C sparingly soluble. Question 4. Gibbs phase rule for general system. This question it was asked in GPAT 2015. Option A, P plus F is equals to C minus 1. Option B, F is equals to P minus C plus 1. Option C is F is equals to P minus C plus 2. And option D, F is equals to C minus P plus 2. So Gibbs phase rule again, we covered this this question in your previous lecture also. Okay. So the correct answer that is D, as the F is equals to C minus P plus 2. So F stands for number of degree of freedom, C is number of components, and P it is the number of phases. Question number 5. When the adhesive attraction between the molecules of the different cohesive attraction between the like molecules, then deviation according to the Raoult's law is said to be. So, if the adhesive forces, if it is a more than the cohesive forces, then which type of deviation? So, as per the so which type of deviation as per the Raoult's law? The question it was asked in GPAT recently, GPAT 2020. Option A, it is a partial, B, it is a positive, C, it is a neutral, and D, it is a negative. So, as you recall, so the correct answer is where D, it is a negative. So, adhesive forces between the unlike molecules, if it is more than the cohesive forces, then type of deviation it is a negative. And exactly opposite, that is a when the cohesive forces between the like molecules, it is more than the adhesive forces between the unlike molecules, then the type of deviation it will be positive. Question number 6, that is according to the distribution law, select the appropriate expression of concentration of a solute when it exists as a monomer in a solvent A and dimer in the solvent B. This question again it was asked in recent GPAT 2020. Option A, K is equals to Ca upon Cb in bracket 1 minus alpha. K is equals to option B, K is equals to Ca upon 2 into under square root it is your Cb. Option C, K is equals to Ca upon Cb in brackets 2 minus alpha. And option D, K is equals to Ca upon under square root it is a Cb. So whenever the dimer it will be formed, then in that case you can say that is you have to take the spatial consideration in the from the experimental performance. The correct option is your D, that is a K is equals to Ca upon under square root, that is a Cv. So as it forms the dimer, so you have to take the square root. If there are three molecules, that is a trimer, then you have to take the cube root and accordingly likewise. In this equation, the alpha is given a dissociation constant. Question number 7, that is a Keystone interaction have the force of. That is this question it was asked in GPAN 2018. Option A, it is a zero point 0.5 to 1 kilocalorie per mole. Option B, 1 to 7 kilocalorie per mole. Option C, 1 to 3 kilocalorie per mole. And D, it is a none of the above. Okay, the force of the magnitude of the forces of van der Waals forces. Okay, that this question again it was covered in your first lecture, first video of the this solubility of the drug. Okay, so Keystone forces, again it is one type of your van der Waals forces, Keystone, Debye and the London. So the magnitude of all the three forces are same. The correct option that is the given, actually the value is 1 to 10. Okay, so the correct option in this case it is a 1 to 7 kilocalorie per mole. Okay, you can go through the marking where the in tabular form it is a given the magnitude of the forces of covalent bond, then coordinate bond, ionic bond, hydrogen bond, and these van der Waals forces. Question number 8, that is the solubility of the gas dash dash with increase in the pressure. So as the pressure increases, the solubility of the gas in the liquid it is increases. Option A it is your increases. Option B it is your decreases. Option C it is your remains constant. And option D it is your initially decreases and then it is increases. So this law again the effect of the pressure onto the solubility of the gases in the liquids that is expressed by the Henry law. And as for the Henry law, that is the correct option. That is your A. It is your increases as the pressure of the gas above the solution. It is increases. The solubility of the gas in the liquids also it is increases. So it is a directly proportional. Question number 9. A system containing the liquid water and the water vapor has the number of phases equals to. Option A 1. Option B 2. Option C 3. And option D it is a 4. Okay. So the correct answer it is your B, that is your two phases. So there are basically three states of matter, that is your solid, liquid and the vaporized state. Out of that, that is the water it can be present in the liquid form and water also it is present in the vaporized form. So the correct answer these are the two phases. Okay, although the molecular formula of the water it will be remains same. The number of components it is a one, but number of phases are two. Question number 10. The condensed saturated solution of sodium chloride is dash dash phase system. Okay. So option A 1. On the option A it is your 1. Option B it is your 2. Option C 3 and option D 4. Okay. So condensed system means that is in which we are omitting, we are not considering the vaporized states of matter. So only we are considering that is the solid and the liquid. So how many you can set the phases it will be there in the saturated solution of sodium chloride. So the correct answer is the option B, that is a 2. So the saturated solution means that is a solid crystals of the sodium chloride it will be present. So this is your first phase and second it is a liquid phase. So two phases are exist. Question number 11. In case of ternary phase diagram, as the temperature increases, area under the binodal curve. Option A increases, B decreases, C remain constant, and D it is a none of the above. Okay. So area under the area for the two phase system in ternary phase diagram it is represented by the binodal curve, and as the temperature increases, the area under this it is correct answer it is a B, that is a decreases. So as the temperature increases, miscibility between the solvent it will be increases. That is the solubility of the solvent it is increases, and that's why area under the binodal curve it is a decreases, because binodal curve it is representation of the two component or a two phase system. Okay, so the area under the binodal curve it will be decreases due to increase in the miscibility. Question number 12. Following are examples of the co-solvent except A. Option A it is a acetone, B. Ethanol, C. Methanol, and D. It is a chloroform. Okay. So what will be the answer? The correct answer it is your D, that is your chloroform. So all the three solvents, that is your acetone, ethanol, methanol, these are semipolar in nature. They are widely used as a co-solvent. Chloroform, it is a non-polar in nature, so it is not miscible with the, you can say it is a polar liquids, so it is not act as a co-solvent. Question 13. The line drawn in the two-component system parallel to the x-axis within the two-phase region is termed as option A, tie line, B, it is your bimodal, C, it is your rotating point, and D, it is your UCT. So your answer, okay, so your correct answer it is your A, that is your tie line. So any line that is drawn parallel to the x-axis within the two-phase region, it is called as the, you can say it is the tie line as in two-component system. So correct answer it is your A. Question 14. In general case, simple partition coefficient applicable for. So we are considering the general case. So A, it is your associated molecules. B, it is your dissociated molecules. C, it is your simple molecules. And D, it is your both A and B. So the correct answer, it is your C, it is your simple molecules. Okay. So the molecules which are simple, there is a no association, no dissociation of the molecule should be takes place, and which is common in the both the organic in the both the phases. For that, the simple partition coefficient law it is applicable. Next question, question number 15. Degree of freedom value at triple point of the water is. Okay, so option A 0, option B 1, C 2, and D it is a 3. So if you apply the Gibbs phase rule, that is a F is equals to C minus V plus 2. So the number of the correct answer it is A is equals to 0. So the number of components are 1 minus number of phases are 3 plus 2. So 3, that is a 2 plus 1 it is a 3, and 3 minus 3 finally it is a 0. Question number 16. Arbitrary value of the partition coefficient. A. Increases with increase in the concentration of the solute. B. Decreases with the increase in the concentration of the solute. C. Independent upon the concentration of the solute. And last D. That is none of the above. So the partition coefficient, it is a intrinsic property. Intrinsic property means inherent property, and that's why the correct answer it is a C. That is, it is independent upon the concentration of the solute. Question 17, that is the UCT, the or CST of the phenol and water system is, that is upper considered temperature, and the or the critical solution temperature for phenol and water system is, that is the A option 60.7 degrees Celsius, B 65.7 degrees Celsius, C 66.8 degrees Celsius, and D it is at 67.8 degrees Celsius. Again, this is the reported value in the book of Martin. So the option C, it is a correct, that is 66.8 degree Celsius. Question 18. In a ternary phase diagram, the two-phase system, in a ternary phase diagram, the two-phase region is termed as A, tie line, B, binodal curve, C, it is your UCT, and D, it is your LCT. So as the discussed in your previous question, so the area that in ternary phase diagram, the area representing for the two-phase system, it is called as the binodal curve. So correct answer it is a B, that is binodal curve. LCT stands for, so lower critical temperature, limit critical temperature, lower considered temperature, or limit considered temperature. Okay, so like your UCT, your LCT also there. So LCT stands for lower considered temperature. Nicotine in water shows UCT, option A, UCT, option B, LCT, C, it is your CST, and D, it is your both UCT and the LCT. Okay, so the correct answer, that is a D, both that is your UCT and the LCT. So it shows both lower considered temperature and upper considered temperature. The example is the nicotine in the water. Question number 21, that is if the zero point 0.4 moles fraction of the solvent A is mixed with the solvent B, and then what will be the partial pressure of the resultant ideal mixture as per the Raoult's law? The given values are, that is the partial vapor pressure of the A is 300 mm of the Hg, and partial vapor pressure of the pure B, it is a 200 mm of Hg. Option A 210 mm of Hg, option B 240 mm of Hg, option C 250 mm of Hg, and option D it is a 280 mm of Hg. So the correct answer it is your option B, that is a 240 mm of Hg. How it is calculated? So Raoult's law for ideal solution, that is partial vapor pressure of each volatile constituents is equals to the vapor pressure of the pure constituents multiplied by its mole fraction. So there are two components, that is A and the B. So accordingly we can write the partial vapor pressure of the solution is equals to partial vapor pressure of the A plus partial vapor pressure of the B. Then accordingly, as per the Raoult's law, we can write instead of your PA, we can write that is the PA0 multiplied by XA. So PA0 it is the vapor pressure of the pure component A, XA it is the mole fraction of the A, and similarly it is the PB0 and the PB0 and the XB. These are pure vapor pressure of the component B and its mole fraction. So from the given information, that is a PA0 it is 300 mm of Hg, and mole fraction it is a given, that is a zero point 0.4. Then plus in bracket, that is again the PB0 it is a given, that is a 200 mm of Hg multiplied by zero point 0.6. Now how in the zero point 0.6 it will come? The mole fraction value always equals to unity. So if you know the value of any one component, we can calculate by subtracting it from the 1. So 1 minus zero point 0.4, it is your zero point 0.6. This is the mole fraction value for the XB. Now simple calculation. So 300 multiplied by zero point 0.4, it is a 120, and again 200 multiplied by zero point 0.6, it is 120. So addition of these two gives you the 240 mm of Hg. Question number 22. Benzoic acid undergo association in nonpolar solvents except option A benzene, B it is a chloroform, C it is a peanut oil, and D it is a dill oil. So this again the information it is given in the Martin. So the correct answer is your C, that is a peanut oil. Except in peanut oil, in most of the nonpolar solvents, your benzoic acid undergo the association. It forms the dimer. Question number 23. Benzoic acid is a weak acid, so it will dissociate in option A, acidic pH, option B, basic pH, C, it is a neutral pH, and the D, it is a dissociation is independent upon the pH. So the acidic drugs, the benzoic acid, it is an acidic drug, and now you have to apply your logic. So the correct answer it is your B, that is a basic pH. So if your component are weakly the acidic in nature, they will dissociate in the basic pH, and if your component is weakly basic, they will dissociate into the acidic pH. The correct answer is a B, basic pH. Question number 24. In most of the non-polar solvents, benzoic acid undergo the association by. So the option A, it is your ionic bond, B, it is your covalent bond, C, it is your van der Waals forces, and option D, it is a hydrogen bond. So if you recall the diagram of the partition coefficient, that is the benzoic acid molecules in the most of the non-polar liquids, then you will get this answer. That is the correct answer is your D, that is a hydrogen bond. So formation of the hydrogen bond between the two carboxylic group, carboxylic functional groups, that is the responsible for the association in the of benzoic acid in the nonpolar solvents. Question number 25. In a condensed system, in two component system, the system two component system at the CST, number of degree of freedom is. Okay, so condensed system is the system in which we are not considering the vaporized states of matter, so only solid and liquid. Now calculate the degree of freedom, apply the Gibbs rule. So A, option A, it is your 0, B, it is your 1, C, 2, and D, it is a 3. So the number, as per the definition CST, the maximum temperature at which two phases are exist. So number of phases are 2, and number of components also it is a 2. So after the calculation, there is a 2 minus 2 plus 2. So plus 2 and minus 2 it will get cancelled, and your final answer it will be 2. That is correct answer, C is equals to 2. Question number 26. For preservation of oil and water system, the preservation should be present in option A, ionic, B, it is a non-ionic, C, it is a both, or D, it is activity, it is independent upon the ionization. So the correct answer it is a B, that is a non-ionic, because as you know that is the microbes, the cell wall of the microbes, it is made up of the lipids, and your non-ionic or non-ionic molecules, they having the more affinity or more solubility in the non-polar liquids, that is in the lipids. So that's why they can easily enter into the cell wall of the bacteria or the fungi, and it will show the its preservative action. While the ionic form, they are soluble in the polar solvents. That's why ionic form of the preservative is not able to enter into the microbes. So the correct answer it is it should be present in the non-ionic form. Option B. Question number 27. Following are the examples of non-polar liquids except option A acetone, B benzene, C carbon tetrachloride, and D it is a hexane. So you guess it right. That is a option A, that is a acetone. Question number 28. At room temperature, conversion of solid into the vapor without converting to the liquid state, it is termed as option A fusion, B it is a eutectic, C it is a vaporization, and D it is a sublimation. So like the phenomena of the air camphor. If you expose your camphor directly to the air, so it will be directly converted from solid into the vapor. That phenomenon is called as D, that is a sublimation. Question number 29. At the triple point of water, pressure is option A, it is a pressure is fixed. B, temperature is fixed. C, both temperature and the temperature are fixed. And D, both and pressure and the temperature can be changed. Okay. So the correct answer it is your C. Both pressure and the temperature are fixed. We cannot change, as we discussed in the previous question. That is the degree of freedom. It is a 0. So it will occur at the specific temperature and specific pressure, and you cannot change this particular any parameter, that is the pressure or the temperature. And the last question, that is the question 30. How many phases is or phases are exist after mixing water, ethanol, and acetone? Option A 1, B it is a 2, C 3, and D it is a none of the above. So you have to again apply the logic. So the correct answer is a, that is a one phase, because water, nature of the water is a polar, ethanol and acetone both are semi-polar and they are miscible with each other. So although there are three components, but after mixing water, ethanol and the acetone, it will form the single homogeneous mixture. Okay, so the correct answer is a one. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, then please like, share, and subscribe my channel for more related videos. Thank you so much.